What's going on, internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. To be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Game and Illuminaughty podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you know what it do. We on episode 132. Before we get into that, friendly reminder, if you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know the show is available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Also, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We need your 5-star rating on Apple and Spotify to help push us up the algorithm. And also, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GI updates. We have all different types of cool stuff available for those who support us. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which is upset because Ethos is over an hour late. UTX JG the Don, what up?
No, Ethos, I ain't gonna let him do that. I ain't gonna let him do that, bro. I ain't gonna let him do that. You already know, bro. No, I'm defending my boy Ethos. It was not Ethos this time. It was TBH. He does have a good reason, though, so I'll excuse you this time. It was okay. I'll excuse you this time, but you ain't gonna lie, my boy, like that.
I say I was an hour late. Damn.
But anyways, we are week off my family vacation. I got a tan and stuff. We was on the beach. We was on the cruise, bro. And this really wants me. This inspired me. Like, we got to take like a GI cruise or something. I think that'll be lit as hell, bro. We got to go somewhere international. That's all I'm about right now. I just want to do international shit, right? So we gotta get our money up so we can just make that happen, bro. The content will be glorious.
Open-toed Terrence and open-toed JG, okay?
with the dad bod too, bro. I don't care.
Comment through. That man got it. That man dark skin this week. What's the name? My next co-host. He was over an hour late, but JG just forgave him live on the podcast. And now he's feeling better and ready to contribute his 35% to the show. Ethos, say what up to the people.
I could say something wild in response, but I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill out. Hi, everybody.
All right, then. Now, before we get into the show, we got a couple delays. I mean, it's the end of the month, so like they haven't been revealed what free games and stuff we'll be getting. Probably the next show that we do, we'll do that. So instead, we're gonna get straight into the delays and releases. We've had a couple delays since the last podcast. One of the biggest games of the year, Hogwarts Legacy, that got delayed till 2023. According to the Twitter, it says Hogwarts Legacy will launch on February 10th, 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The Nintendo Switch launch date will be revealed soon. The team is excited for you to play, but we need a little more time to deliver the best possible game experience. How are we feeling about this one getting pushed back to Black History Month, boys?
I mean, somebody said since it's coming on Black History Month, they said, "What y'all trying to say, WB?" Like, we talk about the evil magicians, or are they black? Is that what y'all trying to say? I think it's a conspiracy going on with that. Yeah, why y'all choose February? What y'all mean by that?
What about you, Ethos?
I mean, it sucks, but hey, I'd rather it come out and be good than come out and not work.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you both are gonna be playing it?
Yep, day one.
Man, I'm just, they still talking about the cancellation of the game, and they're gonna be looking at you a certain type of way if you play the game, and the game just looks good, bro. I don't care about anything else that's going on, like.
And that's what I was getting at. You both are gonna play it. You both are problematic. You're both canceled. Podcast over. I'm not playing it because I am a blue hair Twitter warrior. Thank you.
Didn't you say you were gonna secretly play it?
Why would I secretly play? I'm gonna stream that shit. I don't give a fuck.
He's not gonna be like the Westbrook meme.
I do not care. I do not care, bro. I'm gonna play the game. Whatever. It looks cool.
I'm gonna play it. If you don't agree with it, just don't
that
play
shit
it.
look magically delicious. Whatever.
I've been waiting since playing Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on my PC as a kid, bro, for a game like this. So I'm definitely playing it.
We gon' be alright. I don't care about our opinions on other shit anyway, so now all of a sudden you do.
Well, now no one cares about our opinions.
yeah, all of a sudden now because it affects you, you care. Other delays happen to be Marvel's Midnight Suns. That was the new tactical over-the-head game, kind of like, it was actually developed by the same people who brought us XCOM. It was starring Marvel superheroes, kind of like in a darker tone. They were going to like a darker dimension. They put on Twitter, we have an important update to share regarding our launch date for Marvel's Midnight Suns. After further discussion with the team, we've made the decision to move back the launch timing of Marvel's Midnight Suns to ensure we're delivering the best possible experience for our fans. We will launch later this fiscal year on PC, Xbox, PS5, the other Xbox, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switches at a later date. We know fans are looking forward to playing Marvel's Midnight Suns, and we will use the extra time to make sure we are delivering the best possible experience for everyone. Marvel's Midnight Suns is easily the biggest game we've ever made, and we're incredibly appreciative of all the support we have shared throughout the years. They didn't actually give like a release date. They just said, you know, it's coming. How y'all feeling about this one? You disappointed?
I mean, those like those type of games, though.
Yeah, I kind of really wanted to play it. Is it still coming out this year or no?
It says this fiscal year. I don't.
It says at a later date.
But you don't know. The problem with that statement is we don't know what their fiscal year is, because every business fiscal year is different for the companies.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'll still wait. It's all good.
I'm not disappointed because I expected this, and the reason I expected this, I had a feeling this game was gonna get delayed when it didn't show up at Comic-Con.
It didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was half the reason I even went. I wanted to see if Marvel's Midnight Suns was gonna be there, so I can get an interview for it, as well as what's the name, the Wonder Woman video game from Monolith. I was gonna see. Neither game was there, so I was like, we don't know where Wonder Woman is, but I know Marvel's Midnight was more well along. I figured it was probably gonna get delayed, so I'm not surprised. They just needed more time in the oven. What I am surprised about is the release of the summer's biggest game, Saints Row. For those of you unaware, Saints Row was a GTA. It started off as a straight up GTA clone, and then when the second one came out and the third, it kind of became its own thing, kind of carved its own lane. It's an open world action adventure game like GTA, but it's much more sillier and gang related. And it started to carve out its own niche because it had its own voice, its own original characters and storyline. I've always said I've always enjoyed Saints Row more than Grand Theft Auto. I don't care what nobody says, mainly because it speaks to my silly personality. And then they came out with Saints Row 4, which kind of took the series, it did a 180. It turned into like a superhero game. And in my opinion, the game was actually fun. The problem was it wasn't a Saints Row game, so I understand why a lot of people were pissed. And the game kind of just went silent for like 10 years or whatever. And then they announced this reboot. It's under the name of Saints Row. This is not the Saints Row from the 360 era, but a complete reboot with a whole new cast of characters. It takes place in a new city called Santo Ileso, which is kind of like a mix between Phoenix and Las Vegas. It's like a big desert city. And trust me, we know, because Ace won't stop talking about it. Oh, I recognize this place. So yeah, if you like desert cities, new cast of heroes, they have a new cast of problems. How are we feeling about this, Jay? You got a chance to get some hands-on time with the reboot of Saints Row.
Yeah, so I'm not getting anything innovative. I'm not getting anything special from this, quote unquote reboot of Saints Row. I think the game even graphically, like when I was playing it seemed like a little downgraded from what I saw in the initial trailers and what I saw when they had the little character, the boss builder or whatever. Like it looked better there. So I'm not sure if that's a thing or not, what I was looking at. But like when I was playing it, I just like nothing really moved me. I even the character creation, like they were showing a lot of stuff as far as like what you can do, and yeah, there are some interesting options there, but like even like the hairstyles, like I feel like those are kind of limited. So I don't know, it just seemed like things were just missing here from what I saw in the trailers, because the trailers were getting me more and more excited. But I remember when the trailer first dropped, I was like, I don't really care about a reboot of Saints Row. But even like after playing it for a little bit, like the story didn't really move me. I was kind of like whatever. The characters so far didn't really move me. Like I don't feel an attachment to anything. It's still like the same silliness, but it also comes like with the same amount of bugs as well. Chaos, I know that he was having a problem. He said that the game crashed for him multiple times. You said that there was a game-breaking bug or something, TBH. I've heard multiple people saying that they were having issues. So it seemed like those are like, the same technical issues, at least for the PC version, are still there for whatever engine that they use. I'm not sure what engine that Deep Silver is using, but this was the same issue that happened with Agents of Mayhem. I know that there was a game-breaking bug on that game as well, so it looks like some of those same bugs have followed. But like I can't really say anything like special about this game, compared to any other Saints Row. Like it's the kind of, you know, same silliness, but I feel like, you know, like even the dialogue, like some of the jokes were kind of like just not hitting. I don't know if that's because like I grew up or I just don't get them, but like even the jokes like weren't really, you know, funny. I weren't like haha, like I was just kind of like just playing it. So like I don't know. Like this game is just, it's very in the middle. It's not bad, but it's nowhere near good. It's not a game of the year. It's not even in that conversation. It's just kind of there just because it's one of the AAA games that, you know, arrived at the end of the summer and people were looking for things to play. So I think that you know, that's why people were interested. And then of course, you know, you bring in the nostalgia of the people that played the previous Saints Row games that were, you know, trying to see what this one was about. But like, you know, everybody was asking, I was just like, I couldn't say anything like just extraordinary about the game. I was just like, like it's there, like I'm playing it, and that's it. Like I don't really see anything just interesting about this one.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in this game. So for those who didn't catch like the previous show, I mentioned how I got some early hands-on access with the game. They let us play like the first 4 hours of the game, and when I got to play, I actually really enjoyed. It was very polished. So like, I was expecting more from the game, but once again, got hit with the old industry tactic: let them play a vertical slice. Because what I got to play versus what the full game turned out to be, it was a complete disappointment. I think the problem with this game is it's 15 years too late. Because they're gonna patch it at some point. Once they remove all the bugs and stuff like that, like at best this game is a 7 on a good day. It's really like a 5 or a 6. Like I said, it's just 15 years too late. It doesn't do anything to innovate. It just feels like another open world action adventure game where I'm checking off the boxes. And to make matters worse, it's like smoke and mirrors. It starts off on a bang with the prologue. I thought that was interesting on how the Saints actually formed, but once you get into the open world and you get access to the business ventures and like the side quests, it just becomes checking off a box, and it gets boring really quickly. Within everything, you'll see everything you need to see from this game within the first 5 hours. Basically, the gameplay doesn't evolve. It's a generic third-person shooter, and I thought there was going to be more, because the thing is, we didn't get enough time to actually try and experiment with stuff. I do like the new city, to give like a positive, and I thought the lighting was really good. A lot of people said they didn't like the graphics. I don't know, the graphics didn't really bother me. I was playing on Xbox Series X at 1440p. It looked fine to me. I don't know what people were expecting. That didn't bother me, but the performance did. I played on Xbox, and the game ran smoothly in terms of like frame rate, but there were a lot of bugs, and then I did have the game crash on me a couple times. I encountered bugs where like I ran into a glitch where I got caught in the ocean. Like I get stuck in an infinite drowning in like animation, and then like I just could not get out the water. I had to literally close the app and open it. So it was almost like a soft lock basically instead of a full-blown crash. I would run into that. Clipping, stuff like that, as well as the biggest offender to me in terms of game breaking bugs that I encountered was at level, it's either 16 or 18. There's 20 levels max, and I maxed out my character at like level, it's either 16 or 18. You unlock this ability, it's called Quick Draw, and it's like McCree's ability where he's like, it's high noon, and then you point at a bunch of people and you get an auto kill. So it gives you a magnum pistol, and you get an auto kill on 4 people. You get 4 headshots. The problem is you sit there and you grind and you do all these side quests to unlock this ability, which is later in the skill tree, and it doesn't work. At the time in which we're recording, it does not work. And I thought maybe, y'all know how it is when I play games. Shit don't be working for me at the time, and it's always just my build. It's just a TBH problem, but it wasn't just me. It was other people having the same issues playing the game. So there's a game-breaking bug in there where you have to grind to get one of the best abilities in the game, and then you can't even use it. So then you don't even get rewarded. And the skill tree in it already in itself is already weak. It's only 20 levels, and you only get a new ability like maybe every 3 or 4 levels. The rest are just kind of like health upgrades and, you know, damage upgrades and stuff like that, kind of generic stuff. So the skill tree is already weak, and then you don't get a reward. I was like, that was kind of deflating. And then the side missions, the AI is just way too aggressive. So then like the game is difficult for all the wrong reasons. It's not difficult because there's a learning curve. It's difficult because it's completely overwhelming. Enemies will spawn right in your fucking face during chases. It feels unfair, and it's not fun. And then on top of that, you don't get rewarded. I think this game needed more time in the oven. It would also benefited from having online component, I think, especially with the way GTA roleplay is going right now. People forget that game came out in 2013 and it's still going. It just feels like this game's dated. It feels like it's a product of its era and it never evolved. And it's a shame to see because I think Saints Row does still have potential, but it needs more time in the oven. But I don't know if we'll get a Saints Row 2 remake or whatever because this game got panned to hell and back. You got any opinions, Ethos?
No, I haven't had a chance to sit down and play it, but from what I've watched of other people, I kind of agree. I just, it's just kind of just something to play. I don't think it's that serious. Probably not the greatest game I'll play this year, but I don't think it'd be like the worst game I've ever played in my life, but it might be one of the, kind of disappointing. Because I kind of was getting my hopes up a little bit as they showed a little bit more of the game as time went on. But yeah, to hear you guys report and just be like, it's just meh. Nothing's wrong with being meh, but I mean, at the end of the day, that is meh.
Yeah, it's not as bad as how the internet is, man. They make it seem like this is the worst game ever. It's not that bad. It's just terribly generic. This is a game that I think would have benefited from being on the Game Pass.
Yeah.
What game doesn't benefit from being on the Game Pass?
Let me call the Church of Game Pass and see if we can help them.
No, that's facts. But yeah, I think that for the little excitement that I was getting as I was seeing more and more footage of the trailers and then you going and getting early access to it and them putting on a big spectacle just to get the influencers to play the game and stuff. I was thinking, okay, there might be some potential here, but after playing it, I was just like, dang, I kind of got excited to play this, at the end of the summer, just for it, to be right in this, the smack dab middle of the spectrum. I think that was the most disappointing part for me.
Yeah, they got to find a way to evolve the series, and this is a conversation I think we had on stream the other day, where it's not just Saints Row, it's a lot of games. I think gaming is in this weird space where I think that's why Elden Ring was so refreshing, where it's there's a lot of systems and mechanics that have been put in place in the previous generation, the first HD era, that are still present in today's games. I think another game that's guilty of this is but it was a little bit better, obviously, but it's in a similar vein as Horizon Forbidden West, and that's why a lot of people forgot that game came out this year. Very polished game, kind of fun, but at the same time it did feel like I was going through the motions, just going through this open world, checking off the boxes, doing X, Y, and Z. I think games need to sit down and developers need to sit down and think about creating more concise experiences. I think Saints Row would have benefited from being shorter. The game is entirely too long for no reason. Certain story missions are locked behind you completing side quests, and the side quests are hard for no reason and they're boring. I think Miles Morales got it right. Every game doesn't need to be, it was a little too short, but I think that sweet spot is 10 to 20 hours. I don't need another fucking 100-hour game of doing the same shit over and over. It doesn't make me happy. And I think games just need to evolve because they're kind of stuck right now. As a game developer, what are you doing to evolve the industry, Ethos?
I'm making a good multiplayer game that'll have content day one and works.
You said that with ferocity too.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, you stand on your shit, Ethos. You tell them it was good.
We just got dedicated servers. Come fuck with your boy.
Shout out to the dedicated servers. Yo. All right, then. Well, let's move into the news section if y'all don't got nothing else to say about Saints Row, because nothing else came out that I know of. Besides Marvel Spider-Man on PC, and none of us played it. We was talking about the...
It's a good game.
I mean, we've already played it. We've already played it, just not the PC version. And the only reason why we'll play it again is for the mods. The mods are crazy, though. So if you haven't played it at all and you got a PC, absolutely pick it up.
Nah, I'm not even picking it up for the mods. I don't want to play it that bad. I'll just look at the clips on YouTube. It's still $60.
When it's on sale, I'll definitely get it. And it runs well on Steam Deck. Shout out to the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I actually played it on the Steam Deck a few weeks ago. It does. I was thoroughly surprised. It looks good too. So shout out to the Steam Deck. All right, moving on to the news side of the show. The first thing we're talking about, we're running it back to the Game Pass. The Bishop, I'm sure he wants to talk about this. It's been rumored that Game Pass will be adding a family plan to it. It leaked online. Well, originally the rumor was it was just going to be family, but it's friends and family as the leak.
family.
So it's rumored that this one will, the shared system will be $21.99 per month in Ireland. I don't know what that translates to in US dollars, probably something similar because the UK and like we're pretty similar in terms of dollar and whatever. But yeah, how y'all feeling about this? Or would y'all upgrade if it turns out this is true, that there's going to be a Game Pass for these leaks that they data mined for the family plan?
Go ahead and tap in now. I'm going to give exclusive deal to all my slots. Pay me one-time price, you get on my plan.
I think it's for like 4 people too. So like, how much is that? Like, let's see, is that $22 times
Saving
12?
a lot of money, a lot of savings.
Can you pay for a year up front?
I believe so. Yeah.
The only problem with that is, isn't it tied to one account though?
No. Multiple accounts can hop on it. You don't have to just have one account. So like different Xbox accounts apparently can like tie into this family plan, and they all can use it.
Oh, so $264 divided by 4, that's $66 a year. If you wanted to play, like, share it with your friends.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's $5 a month.
That's actually cheaper than for one person, because for one person it'd be $120 a year.
Yep, that's a good deal.
So, what if I don't have any friends? Tough luck.
Tough luck.
Shit, we might have to.
I mean, you got family. It's called friends and family. You got family. I hope you do.
You don't got family. You got more pressing situations.
Yeah, I was thinking it was for one account and you're all sharing it. Like, we might have to hop on the old split, put the money up, since we all can be on one account. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good thing. This is definitely a good thing. I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, yeah, just hop on there with your friends and your family, and you can all experience the goodness of the Game Pass together.
Was it for sure. So look out for that. None of it's confirmed, but I'm hoping it happens. If it does get announced, we're probably gonna have to coordinate in the group chat. I'm definitely down to go split the 4. Just somebody send money to somebody and then we just do it. But speaking of Game Pass, Sony hates it. So rumors have come out that Sony has been paying companies for blocking rights to try to keep their game off the Game Pass because they see it as a threat. Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit, this comes from The Verge, by the way, to inhibit search growth, claims Microsoft in an August 9th filing to the Administrative Council for Economic Defense, as translated by Portuguese. Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. Would you take a check from Sony to keep your game off Game Pass, Ethos?
If they give me enough money, absolutely.
Capitalism, baby. Do we think this is good for the industry that they're trying to keep games off of the Game Pass?
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
I think
it's a cowardly tactic. Like, you can't be anti-Epic Game stuff and then be okay with Sony doing similar things to block people from being able to put their stuff on their platform.
I think it's bad as well.
Unless they're fronting money, unless like they're fronting like financial money towards the development of the game, then I'd totally get why you'd have a clause like that. But if you're not even fronting, and if you're just saying, hey, if you want to be on PlayStation, you cannot put your thing on Game Pass at the same time. Yeah, no, that's scummy.
Yeah, I think it's bad. This is literally a case of you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. This goes back to, like, remember in 2014 when they did the "This is how you share your games" commercial for PS4 to shit on Xbox. Like, I feel like everything's come full circle, because whether people realize this or not, with Sony doing this, they're saying that, hey, we don't want to compete to give the customer the best experience. We just want to keep you from getting that good experience from Xbox. And to me, that's problematic. They don't want to participate in the console war. They said, we just want to rest on the fact that, hey, PS5, am I right? I don't think this is good for business. What do you think, Jay?
I mean, it's not surprising. I saw in the article they said that potentially, they could have already paid for the exclusive rights because, now they have their own streaming service that's supposed to be rivaling the Game Pass. So I can understand that part, but even still, like, it just sounds like some nasty hate at the end of the day. Sony is also, I know you mentioned the whole commercial thing, but, Sony also didn't want to do cross-platform, and that was the thing with that too. So this is not surprising to hear that Sony, potentially has been blocking the rights of certain publishers for going on Game Pass. It sucks, but again, I'm not surprised that they would potentially do this, but it could be other things in the in the works as to why this has happened for certain games. But at the end of the day, it's still it's nasty business out here.
Yeah. I'm actually curious to what this means. So like, they filed a complaint against them. Like, let's say they win this. What does that even mean? Like, do Sony got to pay out like damages or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this would entail if they do win. Besides, obviously, whatever games or publisher that they've been blocking, they get to go on the Game Pass now.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the article that says anything about it. Like, what's the conclusion to this with this claim?
Because if they're games that are on the Game Pass, I mean, they can clearly go on other platforms, right? Like, you're not tied to the Game Pass, right?
No, I don't think
or
so.
Are you? It's not an exclusive thing. Now, if it was an exclusive thing, then that would change things up a little bit if Microsoft was doing that, but I don't think that they are.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Like, I wish there was more context to how this can play out, but for now, know that Microsoft says Sony is not playing fair. They do not like that Game Pass has all this value, and it's crazy because they just bought Bungie. I thought Bungie was supposed to save Sony. What happened? I don't know.
I mean, you have more Destiny 2 content though, so I don't know. Maybe
I heard it's fire.
I heard it's fire too.
The thing is multi-platform is not the exclusive that Sony's looking for. My thing is, like, if the real solution here is just be like, all right, look guys, our current streaming plan is ass. We don't even have Ape Escape on there. But we got all these old PlayStation games nobody wants to fucking play. So instead, we're going to straight up rip off. Nobody would be mad if PlayStation did their own Game Pass. Put Day One Ragnarok on there. Fucking foot the bill, bro. That's how you compete. That's how you create value. Matter of fact, it's still rumored that there's going to be a family plan. Sony come out, create their own Sony Pass, and have family plan there day one. That's how you compete. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to make it a little better. And people are going to notice that.
Yeah, they got to stop sticking to their ways. Like, again, in a lot of ways, Sony and Nintendo are similar with their business practices. Like, they're just stubborn. It takes them a while. Now, Sony is a little less stubborn than Nintendo. Nintendo is the most stubborn of them all. They won't change anything. But Sony definitely makes a lot of business decisions that everybody's like, they're just in there scratching their head. While Microsoft is, being an innovator, they're willing to, play with, they're willing to play nice with everybody. They're not stuck to their ways. And, they're trying to, make the gaming industry better. But Sony, like I said, they need to switch up some things and stop just trying to be money hungry and like, hey, we're gonna do it our way and forget if you don't like it because you're gonna buy our stuff anyways.
It'd be like that. It's rumored that PlayStation, Sony is trying to come out with their own PC launcher. They're trying to invade PC gaming. If this turns out to be true, they found this in digging into some files. Some like hackers or whatever. If this turns out to be true, do you guys think this would be good for the industry of PC gaming, having a PlayStation PC launcher?
No. We don't need another launcher. I could count the amount of launchers that we have. Like, nobody likes the Rockstar launcher either. Like, I don't think that every single company needs their own launcher. Like, I get it. You don't want a percentage taken out if you put it on Steam or ETS or Origin or whatever. I understand that part, but we don't need another launcher. The only positive that this potentially shows, this rumor, is that Sony is willing to go all in on PC gaming, because we've talked about this before, how games like God of War and Horizon, Spider-Man, like, we're seeing the amount of people who are buying into this, the PC gamers that potentially have never played any of these titles because they never owned a PS4 or a PS5 or PS3. So like, we're seeing how people are enjoying these games now. We're seeing the increased amount of sales, and it's impossible for Sony to ignore. So it's about time to go all in with the PC market and start putting these games on there. But to have your own launcher, I'm just like, why? Like, you're already seeing the success on Steam. So why just not put your games on Steam and continue to put them out on Steam or even EGS? Like,
wait, were you saying those?
Money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. At the end of the day, it's always about money.
I was so upset that I had to download another launcher to play Tower of Fantasy, which I've been playing recently. I didn't put that on the notes, but that game is pretty fun, by the way. If y'all haven't tried it, much more generous than Genshin Impact. You can just play and enjoy the game, and the combat's better in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, I was upset I had to download another launcher, and I don't want to download another launcher to play PlayStation games. And whether people realize it or not, like Ethos said, it all comes down to money. Do you know why they want to have their own launcher? So they can control the store. See, when you put all your games on Steam, you got to abide by Steam rules. Also, you have to give a cut to Valve. They don't want to give that 30% cut to Valve. But then on top of that, there's going to be things like Steam sales and stuff like that. So the community is going to expect that. But if you have your own PlayStation launcher, I guarantee you they're going to keep all their games $60. All the guys, you want to play God of War? This is going to have to be $60, man. And then another problem with another launcher that I feel like we don't talk about enough, there's no guarantee this launcher will work, and that's going to piss people off. Just put it on the platform that works. It's tried and true. It's been around for like 20 years at this point, 20 plus years at this point. Put it on fucking Steam, bro. Because you guys remember when Fallout 76 came out, most people couldn't even launch it because the launcher didn't work. And it was all for one game. I just don't want to do that, man. I hope this isn't true. I agree with you, JG. I'm happy to see that they are doubling down. They're all in on PC gaming. They're seeing the response. Like when you drop your game on PC, it breathes new life into it. I'm seeing Kermit mods for and all these other mods for the new Spider-Man on PC or whatever. It's good, but having all these damn launchers, you're just clogging up our systems. It's not. I'm good off of this. I'm good off this. And then it also doesn't help that not rumors, but it's been confirmed that PlayStation 5 will be getting a price hike. So I know you guys are out there are struggling, most of you still, to get a PS5. Well, how does it feel to know that they're now increasing the price over everywhere pretty much except for the United States? So America wins again, baby. USA, man. USA. So for those unaware, all our international viewers, please be aware that in Europe they are jacking up the price to 549 what is that, fucking euros? I don't know what that damn symbol is. That pounds? I don't know.
500 what is it? 500 what?
549.99.
I think it might be pounds. I don't know. Like he was asking about what the symbol was.
Is it pounds or euro? It does look like a
euro. Oh no, that's Europe. So that's euro. Then the UK, that's the pound. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the pound is your.
Yeah, so it's 479 in pounds in the UK. Japan. I don't think we got no damn Japanese. The rest of them, it doesn't matter. But Canada, you guys are going up to 649.99.
640.
Yep, yeah. Damn, that's seven with taxes. That's $700, easy, $750.
So you said 649 CAD?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
for the disc version.
498. How much does the PS5 cost?
I don't know. I think it's 500.
I think it's I did 500 for the disc version and 400 for the digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, because according to this, 649 Canadian dollars equals almost $500. That doesn't make sense. That's like the same as the US. So how is this increasing?
I mean, it's for them though. It's there. It's not. We're not doing conversions. This is their money, so it's increased for them.
Wouldn't it be the same technically? Well, what was it?
It wouldn't, because it's not the same for them.
What was it originally for the Canadians?
It was probably 600. It was probably 600 CAD.
They were paying for cheaper PS5s than us. What the hell? Yeah, screw y'all. Y'all deserve this price.
This guy, bro.
Assuming he's right, because we're ignorant about currency. Ethos don't get no money.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I actually work with international people. So I send money to the UK. I've sent yen. I've sent CAD. I've sent euro. I've sent.
Okay, look at you.
Excuse you, sir. I'm not uncultured. I actually have international business.
That's crazy, bro.
I still have Swedish money.
Oh, Swedish money.
Ethos said he be contracted, bro, so he can get that cheaper labor. Look at him. He don't care about the US. He say that.
Ethos got 2 watches on. He in 2 different time zones right now, boy.
I got 4 different times. Those the clocks on the wall. I got 4 different clocks on the wall with different time zones. I got to communicate with different people around.
Okay, but in any case, forgive what Ethos was saying, because Ethos is trying to convert. Wait, we don't care about the conversions. We're worried about what this does for the people who actually live in these countries. It doesn't matter what the conversions are. Like, they still have to pay $50 more in a lot of these cases, because that's how much that they increased it by. So that's why it started up, a bunch of controversy.
Yeah, I think this wouldn't have been as big of a deal if it wasn't so hard to find one in the first place. So like, I think that irritates people even more, because now there's gonna be people who got it for a cheaper rate. You guys are fighting. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know why people feel so left out. Like, why y'all fighting so hard? Ain't no games to play on that shit, bro. Like, I'm
that's
moving.
a crazy thing, though.
I made the joke the other day on stream. I was like, yo, so I got approved for a new apartment, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start putting little things here and there in a box just to get myself ready, even though I have like a month, so I'm not like scrambling last minute. I was like, I think I'm just gonna put my PS5 back in the box because I don't play it. There's nothing to play on it.
I just use it to watch Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Netflix.
Get a smart TV.
Use that to stream it. Yeah,
I have a smart TV. I gotta use it for something, man. I just can't have it just not doing nothing. So,
all right.
Yeah, put all the apps on that. It really is a smart TV.
I mean, but it really is like I think at this point, it's still a FOMO type of situation. Like, it's people want it just to want it. Yeah, regardless of whether they're games to play on the run. Yeah, or I don't know, just get ready for God of War possibly, because I don't know, like, what else is there, people want to play. Yeah, so I don't know.
I figured it was bad because I seen a TikTok the other day where dude, I guess he had just got his PS5 and then he was holding it by the handle and he was lifting it up on camera, and he was in the bathroom holding it up to the mirror so he could see it, and then he was just like, yep. So I just got my PS5. You guys are all poor. Y'all still playing PS4. Can't believe it. Yeah. Wow. Get your life together. I'm like, damn. People is really down for a PS5. And that clip went viral. It was on my For You page. I was dying laughing. I was like, it's really that big of a deal. Have a PS5.
It is the actual utility of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like, going back to the point that you made, like, they're still very hard to get. Do any of you? I don't know if any of you been in the Target or Costco, in any department store. Like, have you seen a PS5 anywhere? Like, just sitting there? No, I still haven't. I've seen plenty of Xbox Series S's still out there. I'm like, okay,
supply line is still broke. Yeah, it's still broke compared to Xbox. Xbox, I think, fixed the majority of their supply lines. That's why you can see a lot of more Xboxes out there in the wild.
You see a lot of Series S's. Like, I was in the store the other day, I seen like
X
6 in the glass.
Still. Yeah, X is still hard to find.
Yeah, the X is still hard to find. But I was like, I might buy these up.
Yeah, X you got to go online to get. I don't think you'll ever see it in a store for a while. But like, yeah, S is way easier to find, like, especially if you just need something to play.
Yeah, so clearly we're still having supply chain issues. That's the point. So if they could, say, because again, they can't guarantee it, and that's the whole point. But if for some reason they can guarantee that, hey, we are increasing these prices because, we are definitely going to be able to get more PS5s out there for everyone. Okay, it wouldn't be so much of a big deal. But just to increase it, and there's no reason why. Besides, because somebody did bring up a good point, because niggas were arguing in the Twitter spaces about it. All the Xbox fanboys are making fun of all them. Yeah, it's the same stuff. So they're making fun of them. It was like, hey, Microsoft didn't do this. But somebody did bring up a good point. Like, if you all didn't know, a lot of these companies do sell these consoles at a loss. So it's not actually what the console is worth when you put everything together. So a lot of them do sell these consoles at a loss. So maybe this would make up for it. Them increasing the price $50 everywhere else. I'm just surprised that the U.S. Did not get a price increase. Like, I think that's the craziest thing about it.
USA,
America.
I would be surprised though. I would be surprised that next year they would like it's going up $50. So I don't think we're out of the water yet. I think that we still have a potential for it to be increased. But like I said, I just think it's bullshit right now. If you are still having supply chain issues and you can't produce PS5s as fast as people are buying them, it came out of left field.
Yeah. Even if it does have a price hike, whatever, I don't care. I got one, so whatever. You guys are all poor.
Yeah, we all good for now. So yeah,
I be looking at my shit all the time, bro.
Just staring at it. Damn.
I'm looking at it right now. Just standing up, just with the orange light on, just like when you go play me, bro.
I ain't got nothing
when Ragnarok come out,
Yeah,
until then, wow,
Ragnarok machine, bro.
Basically, the Ragnarok machine. Other news. So the developers behind Multiversus, which is the new platform brawler, from WB, they heard your cries. They are working on overhauling the hitboxes. I think they waited till after Evo to see how the pros would break the game, but the community's been complaining about a lot of stuff. I know. So like, if you're playing the game, don't get too comfortable with any character. I've seen this before. I remember when we used to play Brawlhalla when it was an alpha back in like 2013, 14, and like I was in love with like 2 or 3 characters, and then they did an overhaul on the whole combat system. And I ended up quitting afterwards because I was like, bro, this is a different game. Like, I'm good off of this shit. So, don't get too comfortable with the current build that's out right now. Keep in mind, it is still in beta. The game is not out, which is a whole nother conversation, in my opinion, because a lot of the major publications dropped reviews for this game, even though it's in beta. They said it's a beta, even if it is an open beta. Like, why would you review the game? And then B, what do you think they need to overhaul in terms of the combat, Jay? I know you've been playing a little bit of Multiversus.
I think it's a bit of it's more lag issues on my part.
Thank you.
It's definitely bless you. Yeah, definitely more lag issues on my part. Even though it's not nearly as worse as something like a Smash Bros or something. Like sometimes I find myself just lagging off the map and stuff. So I found that to be an issue more than the actual hitboxes. But people complain about even in this picture right here of Finn and his ridiculously long reach with his sword. So things small things like that. We were saying other glitches and stuff. So the actual frame data and hitboxes and stuff like that. I'm not versed enough to really explain. But those were some of the smaller things that I did see. Finn was one of the major issues with just the way that he was set up. So obviously that that type of little things need to be fixed. And they did bring out a major update since this article came out to nerf some characters and buff some other characters. So they at least made those changes, and it does feel different with some of the characters that I play with.
I don't know if it needs a full-blown overhaul, but it definitely needs to be tweaked and cleaned up. My main issue with the combat is the hit detection can be all over the place. Certain characters take way too much priority with these hitboxes, and there's a lot of times where an example is Superman's punches. There's a lot of times where Superman will rush me and I'll jump over him. I'll be behind him. He's clear as day that I have the opening to hit him. And you know how Superman has that multi-punch ability when you spam X that locks him into an animation. There's been times where I jump over him and I'm behind him. I should be able to attack him because he's stuck in animation and his punches hit me. He's not even facing me. And he's not the only one that does that shit. Finn's sword does that shit. A lot of characters do that where they're not even looking at you and they still get the hit on you. And I don't know if that's lag or if that's the hitboxes, but they got to find a way to. That's my biggest frustration with the game. And it doesn't bother me too much when you're first starting out, but once you start getting into the sweaty ranks and every hit counts, bro, we trying to fucking win, bro. And there's a lot of matches where I got hoed, bro. And then there's some of the physics are really weird in the game too. There's been times where I'll down smash somebody and they'll fly up and I'm like, what is that? Is that lag? Or I don't understand the physics behind that.
I know a lot of times that's just them bouncing off of the map, not if they're on the side of the map, the edge, but I know that a lot of times if I'm bugs and I do a down smash, they will legit bounce off of the platform and then go up. So I think that's a legit mechanic. But if you're talking about if you're on the edge and they bounce up from that, then I don't know exactly what they're bouncing off of for that to happen.
Yeah, I think another thing too is they need to add more maps, bro. I don't like half the maps in the game. Just too much kookily shit, bro. Just be bouncing all over the fucking. We need more Omega, just flat maps. Let me run a fair one, because I swear there's 2 maps that I lose on the most. Is that damn Scooby-Doo Manor, because you just be bouncing all over the place.
That shit's bullshit.
Yeah, it's a bullshit map. They banned it, I think, from Evo. And then the other one is that treehouse one, and it's the same thing. You be bouncing all over them fucking trees and shit. The getting knocked out is way too easy because the top is right there. I just don't like the maps at all. Those are the ones I mainly lose on, but I still love the game though for the most part. They just got to clean up some certain things. Hella fun. We've been on it crazy.
And they're adding more characters too. We just got Morty. Black Adam's supposed to be on the way, and soon Rick will be on the way too. So,
How you like
they've
Morty?
been doing good at updating the game. I didn't play with Morty as much. I'm still a broke boy, so I gotta unlock him. What I played in the lab, like he was okay. He's just he has a lot of utility. He's just weak at like a lot of his smash moves. So like when I was playing with Nomad, I mainly was a person who could knock people out, and he just weakened a lot of people. He's cool. Like he has a ton of utility, like his teleport move. He can shoot from a distance, so he has a lot of range too. Like he's cool, but he's not like my type of character that I would normally play with, because I like just getting in there and knocking people out. So.
Yes, sir. I think this game's got some longevity and it's got some legs, and whenever we play it, people really love watching it, and people will say that like, yo, I've been on this game really heavy, and the fact that it has progression, it got it before Apex. I played it at home, and then I would hop on it in the studio, and I would play it, hop right on my account. Every game needs cross-play, cross-progression, multiplayer, all that shit. It is a wonderful thing. I'm looking at you, 2K.
I just love how like I can get so many.
Never gonna do that,
bro. In just a small amount of time. Yeah, 2K.
Why do you think that is, Ethos?
Money. Cross save, cross buy is does not help make money.
I'd argue it makes me want to spend more money though.
No, because,
I'm on the game more.
Because if you have two platforms, right, they only have to buy the cosmetic once. But if you sucker them into buying and playing multiple platforms, they're gonna buy it twice.
I mean, imagine 2K, allowing you to hold whatever VC that you have.
PC, yeah. You think they're gonna let you do that? Hell no. Nah, you got a better chance of hell freezing over before they do that. They don't like our kind.
Yeah, so look out for that. I don't know when that overhaul is supposed to happen, but the point being is just don't get too comfortable. Bitch, don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable.
So it's rumored that Tencent is trying to buy out Ubisoft. What does this mean for Ubisoft? Ethos, game developer.
China #1.
They've been trying to buy everything.
Pretty
China,
much.
we gotta stop, dog. I'm telling you, I watched this conspiracy video. I don't know if that was shared in the signal months ago or something. Bro, Tencent got his hands in everything, and we gotta stop giving them power, bro. They gonna end up taking over and doing some crazy stuff.
That
dog.
Genshin make too much money, bro. Genshin too strong.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah,
I think
Raid Shadow.
I think this is true if Ubisoft does sell the majority of their stake to Tencent. I think this is gonna be problematic just because it's like you thought microtransactions were bad in Ubisoft games. Now
Play Genshin.
Right. Have you heard of Mobile Legends? Like it's a League of Legends ripoff. It's the reason Wild Rift exists. That shit is riddled with fucking microtransactions. And just imagine a world where Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell, you gotta pay to get the green goggles on his head. Otherwise, you have to play the game without him. Like, I feel like that's gonna fuck up a lot of things, and that's why I don't think this is personally a good thing if it turns out to be true. I'm hoping it's not.
And they already got 5%, so.
And we've been hearing it for years. I swear, the last 3 years about Ubisoft struggling and looking to sell to somebody. And if you get down bad enough, you will sell. You will sell.
I feel like they're already at that point. Like it's going to take one more bad Assassin's Creed, and I think they're going to be ready.
You know what I just realized? Gamescom happened this week, and I didn't even put it on the notes. And you know why I realized I didn't put it on the notes? Because that shit was boring as fuck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. I'm gonna pivot real quick, just because. Like, what about Gamescom? Did you guys see anything at Gamescom that interested you?
We did watch Gamescom. I mean, I saw a couple of things. I forgot what that. I mean, but it was a lot of like just extra trailers from stuff that we've already seen. Yeah. Like we saw like the Pinocchio, the Life of P. We saw like more stuff like that. It was a couple of things, but it was more like it was legit just space simulators, bro. I guess it's the era that we're in now. Like we've gone from the BR era to the survival era, but it's just in space now. It was just so many space survival games. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, how did we get here? I don't understand. So that was the majority of like at least Jeff's part of the conference, but like it was just a lot of stuff that we've already seen before, so not really too much to mention.
What's the name? Yeah, I agree. Mostly space shit. The only thing that I saw that I was genuinely interested in, I don't know if you got to see it, but they dropped the gameplay trailer for Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
The Sekiro looking game?
Yeah. I put it in the chat.
That was fire.
That was the only one that was like, oh, that's fire. It looks like Sekiro with like Chinese Sekiro, basically.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, okay, like I was already interested, but like I'm more interested now.
I was excited because the game looks like
laggy.
it's more. It looks like it's more along than I thought because they announced it during the Summer Games Fest for the Xbox Showcase.
It was no gameplay though.
Yeah, and it made me think we were like 2 years out. But like that trailer they dropped, I'm like, oh, that looks like that's about to drop soon, and that's gonna be on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, it just unoptimized from the trailer. Like you could tell it was skipping frames a little bit. So once they clean that up, then we're gonna be golden. But you know me, like I said, I'm a sucker for anything feudal Japan or China, like the Three Kings era. So you already know I'm down for it.
I think what excites me is it's Team Ninja who made Ninja Gaiden, and honestly, this looks like open world Ninja Gaiden. Like the way he moves looks just like Ryu Hayabusa or whatever his name was. Just in China.
Yeah.
And then also in the trailer, I was excited too because they got that cheesy ass Chinese like English voice acting. Like the way that they're like talking, like it sounds like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and shit. I like this shit. That's great.
Yeah, we're going to see if it's going to. I have a feeling it's going to be more like Neo-esque, like Dark Souls type of stuff. So we'll see. But it did look good. Now I'm not no bitch. I'm not no pussy about it. So I may play. I like the Dark Souls games. Now Elden Ring got me on my shit. So I ain't afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm a real boy.
I'm not afraid. Take a step. So wait, the better question is because between this, Lies of P looks fire. That looks like Pinocchio meets Bloodborne. You got Flintlock. There's another one, Steel something.
Steel Song or something.
Yeah. There's another one, The Fallen something they just announced. Everything is becoming like a Soulsborne game. So like the question now is, now that the industry's moving that way, do you guys think we're gonna get burnt out on that? Is that would that be in the new trend?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, of course.
Just like
we
VR.
always want to get burnt out, but it's the same thing. Like we're just having too many Dark Souls as a game. But you literally just mentioned it too. You were like, the games industry like just doesn't have anything innovative. But Elden Ring was like a breath of fresh air, and now that Elden Ring was such a huge success and got so many people into Dark Souls games, now we're gonna just see an influx of those type of games, and we're just gonna repeat the cycle.
Yeah. It was grappling hooks 1 year, noob tubes another.
Remember bows and arrows?
Yeah,
remember 2013?
bow and
Everybody had a
arrows.
bow and arrow. Lara Croft had a bow and arrow. Crysis had a bow and arrow.
Space. That's another thing that's going on.
Space. Dark Souls in space. Oh, how do you feel about Dead Island 2 finally getting?
Oh god, this is how
couldn't
irrelevant
believe
games
it.
comments. I forgot about that shit again.
I couldn't believe
We
it
saw
was
no
real.
gameplay, but we saw the trailer.
Yeah, I'm confused of why I should be excited about that game for the simple reason that like it looks like Dying Light without the parkour. So why would I want to play that?
Yeah, it definitely does. Like I don't. Zombies was another weird era, even though like I did like Dead Rising, like that was probably one of my favorites during that time. But Dead Island like was just a huge freaking mess, and I don't understand. Well,
It was
first of all,
definitely-
I don't understand. I don't understand why it took so long for Dead Island 2 to finally get revealed. Like when the trailer was supposedly dropped like years ago, and then we heard nothing, and then they supposedly rebooted, and we finally get another reveal during Gamescom. Like I don't understand what it's trying to go for at this point.
I'm telling you, it's the gaming industry is in a growing pains phase right now. I feel like from like the NES to the PS2 was like the infancy years where it was like everybody just loved gaming. It was like a baby. Everybody loves a fucking baby. Then from like the PS2 to like the 360 PS3 era, those were like the angsty teenage years. You had more edgy games coming out. Things got HD is starting to grow. I feel like currently right now between the Xbox One to like now with PC gaming and stuff, we're in that young adult, fresh out of college. You don't really know what you want to do with your life type of phase, if that makes sense. And that I think it's starting to show. That's why everybody's copying one another. And I'm hoping this shit stops soon because it's like I just want more original games. And at bare minimum, if you can't do original, just make sure it's fucking polished, man. Like that's another thing. Just want fun, concise experiences. But we're gonna see.
I agree.
Oh, it's another game I didn't put on here. I forgot to talk about in the notes. Did y'all play Rumbleverse, that dead game?
It's not
Yes.
dead, bro.
It's not dead.
Not dead. Leave it alone.
Fuck that game.
It's not.
It's got
dead.
hate
It
boner
has some
for that
issues.
shit.
I do.
has-
I just like making Nomad. I don't really hate it. I just like making Nomad mad.
Oh,
I be on
okay.
TikTok. TikTok loves that game, man.
Really?
It's always, yeah.
It must be your
always
For
see
You
people on
page because I don't
TikTok.
see that. I just be seeing booties and shit.
Yeah, you be hating, bro. Right? So, yeah, ignore. What that bullshit?
Oh shit! I played it. I thought it was okay. I actually don't think it's a terrible game. It just was nothing in it that made me inspired to keep playing it. It felt very too simple. And then also the final circle was a clusterfuck. I didn't like that shit. What do you think, Jay?
I mean, it's good. Like I like the aspects when it comes to like the priority of like the moves and stuff. Like they have a lot of dope moves. It's just like a matter of figuring out what beats what. It's like a huge freaking battle of rock paper scissors. And it just took some getting used to when it came to that. The world is cool. The character, like, you really don't have anything though. Like they want you to pay out the ass for if you want any type of cosmetics. But that's typical Epic. So that I just did that part. There's a couple of still some issues, like some bugs that me and Nomad ran into that need to get polished up, but I didn't deal with those too often. It was cool though. Like I just feel like Multiversus I like a lot more. So like for them coming out at around the same time and it's like pick one or the other, like I would choose Multiversus over Rumbleverse, even though they're both fighting as type of games. But someone did say the other day, someone did come in chat. He was like, "Man, I saw you playing Rumble verse the other day. Like, convinced me to buy it." I was like, "That's hilarious."
How'd he buy it?
I mean, we'll buy it, not buy it, but to
it.
download it and play it. Yeah, I was like, "That's interesting." And I was like, I only played it like a couple times on stream. I was like, I've been playing more Multiversus on stream.
Ever since you took that picture with your white button down picture, you've been a real influencer. UTX JG Wentworth.
I'm a seller. I'm a real seller.
Nothing was the same.
That's enough games, Kondo. Back to this news. Rumors are Amazon wants to buy EA. This has not been confirmed, but they're apparently in talks to potentially. And EA has been crying for somebody to buy them. I don't know why. So what do you guys think the implications are if the world's biggest corporation, evil corporation?
Well, that's fake. They said it didn't happen. Or not fake.
Well,
They
yeah,
said-
he's asking a what if question.
What if?
Oh,
what if?
okay.
In a universe where that happened, what do you think would mean for EA if it turns out to be true?
And they'd probably get worse.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't want this to happen. I'm like, damn, Amazon can't make a successful game, so they're just gonna buy a company and they're gonna ruin my favorite franchise even more in Mass Effect, and then Apex is gonna get worse and no Titanfall.
They'd probably treat their employees like crap.
Yeah, work them to death and shit, make them let them not go to the bathroom. But,
Take
Yeah,
yours.
this almost
yours
broke
in
the
there.
internet, dog.
did it?
Almost, like if this
Yeah,
was true,
people
like
lost
when
their
it
mind.
first came out, people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then immediately it got refuted, so they were like, "Oh well, damn!" Like if that would have been like a lot of people were about to be upset if this was true.
I still believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Why would somebody just fucking tweet out an article? Hey, Amazon's gonna buy EA. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm sure it is true that like it didn't go through, but like I feel like there's something there. Like maybe there were early talks. Because like I mean, that's a dangerous game to play. You can't just be saying stuff like that. Like y'all know Amazon buying EA, right? Like that's
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
They're 100% talking, but let's look at some of the potential companies that wanted to buy EA. They said Apple, Disney, and Amazon. Now at this point, it's like, damn, pick your poison. Which one is going to be worse? I feel like Disney would make the most sense because I mean EA already has been doing Star Wars and stuff, so Disney would have made the most sense. Like maybe you can dive deeper into the Star Wars universe. You can get some Marvel shit. Like Disney had a lot of IPs that EA could take advantage of, and Respawn could handle a lot of that stuff. I think that they can make a fire Marvel series because they've already done good with Star Wars. So Disney probably wouldn't be bad. I don't know what Apple could potentially do, but yeah, like just think about those three companies. Like which one would you really want to see if either one of those three did buy EA?
Why is it not just an option for EA to stick it out themselves? Like, how are they financially hurting? Don't they got it off of FIFA?
Hurting. They just want more
money.
They
aren't.
They just want more money. Oh my god.
Capitalism, baby.
We need. It's one of those things. That's like they just can't be content. We need to keep scaling. There's like what?
Infinite money.
I mean, but think about it though. Yeah. Once they saw, Bethesda get bought out and you saw Activision get bought out, why wouldn't you? You'd be like, all right, we have all these IPs, whether, we still have them active or not. They just want to see how much someone will be willing to buy them for. What is EA's price? That's all that I think that's all that they want right now. I don't think that they're hurting. I just think they want to know if someone will actually buy them for the price that they want and what price would they set for them.
I don't know. What I do know is I'm looking at my Twitter timeline and that video of that TikTok of that dude that went viral for going to get McDonald's who had supposed monkeypox. He revealed he faked it. It was all makeup so he could promote his music.
Oh, what a fucking surprise.
Yeah, so it was all for clout. The internet is a wild place, man.
Anyway, my bad. For clout.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just want the new Mass Effect. Where the gameplay at, man? We want to see that. We want to see new Titanfall. We want to see new IPs. We want to see less microtransactions, and we want to see more seasons of Apex. But new maps, though.
I just want Titanfall 3, please.
Is this new Pokemon doing anything for you? Like they dropped some new trailers showing off the kids riding motorcycles, the lay of the land, some actual gameplay mechanics. I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about Pokemon anymore. I think I've outgrown it.
I don't think I care, but it looked cool, I guess. I'll play it, but I'm not like excited for it, to be honest.
I don't have the edge to catch them all anymore. What about you, Jay?
I've been outgrown it. Like every time we have a Pokemon conversation, I'm just like so lost. Like what the hell is going on? Like damn, they got another Pokemon. What is this one? What are people mad at this time? Did Pokemon finally get it right? I don't know. I don't know what the Pokemon community wants at this point, but I don't know. Maybe they'll be happy this time. I don't freaking know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start leaving Pokemon off the notes. We're just forcing these conversations. I don't think that's healthy. TikTok is pilot testing mini games. You guys want to play mini games on your social media app? You can play some basketball. Oh Lord. Peekaboo.
This is again another platform that they're just like they're gonna be doing everything on TikTok. Like they're already a freaking a music label. Like they're doing live streaming. They're apparently stealing your information. Like
they do it all.
Yeah, they're doing it all, bro. They're doing it all. Once again, China, dog. I'm telling you.
Like, I don't want to play no games on TikTok. I don't care. Like it sounds like from the article, they're basically just like iPhone games. And my thing is like I'd rather just play iPhone games with whoever I want to play them with. Like I don't.
Yeah, why are you gonna play them through TikTok? Like no.
TikTok gaming gonna be the future. Watch.
The reason they're trying to do this though is just like any other social media platform. When they introduce features, the goal is always to keep you on their platform as long as possible. And why? So that they can serve you ads, which appeases their advertisers and it makes them more money. But then also it keeps them on their platform because the next big wave for TikTok is the Chinese version is called Douya, I believe. And the biggest thing on there is live streaming. They have like QVC type stuff where like influencers just sit on there and talk about things that they like and they sell it to you. I think Spaces. Yeah, and they're already doing beta tests trying to implement live sales onto TikTok. So that's coming, and you'll be able to serve ads there. Once again, like Etho said, it all goes back to money. Don't be fooled. You're not gonna get Ragnarok on TikTok. You're gonna get fucking
Ragnarok.
You're gonna get Pong.
That would be wild though, wouldn't it?
You're gonna get Pong, and every time you lose, you get an ad between Pong, bro, so they can make more money.
Dances to advertise the Ragnarok game.
Watch, and when this shit starts rolling out to everybody, if it slows the app down, it's gonna get backfire, and then they're gonna take it off. Because I think this could potentially. One thing I do really like about TikTok is the fluidity and the way that it works, and that's why you're seeing Instagram, YouTube, Facebook all copy their interface because it's so fluid. If it fucks up the fastness of the app, that's the overall experience. It's gonna piss off the audience. But we'll see. Movies, TV, gaming. PlayStation Productions is reportedly developing a film adaptation of. I didn't say this. IGN said this. An adaptation of the fan favorite Sony game Days Gone, with X-Men's First Class story developer Sheldon Turner writing the screenplay.
Fan favorite.
That shit was Days Gone off my hard drive. That game was ass. I don't care what nobody says. So like y'all trying to watch the Days Gone movie?
No, it's gonna be racist. I'll
why
never
you
forget
say
him
that?
killing the black guy off of first
Oh,
class.
did he go?
Yeah, I didn't forget that shit.
Wow.
I didn't forget that shit.
Y'all think the
Thought I
movie will be
forgot.
as buggy as the game?
Yep.
Yes.
The game was
The zombies are
ass.
gonna teleport.
They
Be a
hyped that
frame
shit up
rate.
as like the next Last of Us, and it wasn't even close.
Man, we're getting it. Speaking of trends, now video games are once again getting made into movies. Like, but it's about to be an influx of this. So Days Gone, who asked for this one? It's definitely not a fan favorite. Like, I don't know who told them that. So, I mean, this is technically it is like something that could easily be turned into a movie or a series, but nobody asked for it. So why even try to make it? That's my whole point.
I don't think the characters of the world is interesting enough to produce it, but you know, hey, I'll hate watch it.
I hate watching it.
Just like I did Sneakerella.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's not the only thing coming too. Netflix announced from the official Netflix account, the Umbrella Academy writer, director, executive producer Steve Blackman has extended his creative partnership with Netflix. What will he be doing next? Next, he'll adapt the global interaction gaming phenomena Horizon Zero Dawn, as well as the original concept called Orbital. So they have two shows coming, but the big thing is they're working on a Horizon Zero Dawn television show. This one, I'm not gonna lie, from the videos I've been watching on YouTube, Netflix is already struggling financially. They've lost millions of subscribers, and I think it has a lot to do with the drop in quality of television shows, the originals they had, as well as just the overall catalog. It's not as good as it used to be. Disney Plus has really kind of stepped up the game, as well as HBO Max, although that's getting gutted. So they need a W. And I personally feel like Horizon Zero Dawn is a potential disaster waiting to happen. You're gonna need a lot of money to produce this show, at least a good looking show, okay? You got these big ass dinosaur robots. Alloy is an interesting character design. That's gonna cost a lot of money for the costume. You're gonna have to craft this fucking world. I just don't see this, man. I don't see this. And then let's address the elephant in the room. Aloy is not an interesting character. The world of Horizon Zero Dawn is interesting. So in order for this show to work, the little glimmer of hope that I will give for it is it's going to have an awesome supporting cast. A lot of people ask me, why do you like Black Clover? I think I agree. Asta's not the best character, but the supporting cast in that show is fucking amazing. So good that they carry it. This show is going to need a good supporting cast because Aloy is not. That was one of the biggest problems with Forbidden West for those that didn't play it. In my opinion, at least, Aloy did not develop as a character. She's just like, I have a mission. I got to go do it. It's like Batman without the family trauma. How y'all feeling about Horizon Zero Dawn television show coming to Netflix?
Well, if that's the case, it might be good then, because Umbrella Academy actually succeeds at its side characters. So I think, yeah, it might be good with the person who's helming it, because Umbrella Academy is really good.
Yeah, I think in the Horizon series, Silence, I think he carries the game, not Aloy. I don't even know if he's a villain. He's like a frenemy if you played Forbidden West. What you think, Jay?
Yeah, I've heard really, really good things about Umbrella Academy. I have not even finished the first season yet, so I need to actually catch up because I've heard really good things about it. So it may be the director. Maybe the director can make Horizon, like, turning into a television series, a good thing. But I definitely have concerns based on what you just said, T-Base. Like, I'm not interested in Aloy at all. So this was another thing I was just like, okay, like, why is this being made into a television series? I was just not expecting Horizon out of, like, again, all the games to take on this hit, being a television series or a movie. So we'll see. I'll watch it whenever it gets developed, but I'm not excited for it. It's not something I'm like, oh my God, I just can't wait. Like, it was just something, again, came out of left field, and I just have my concerns.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to need to win Netflix, because I don't know if you saw, but Netflix announced yesterday that the Resident Evil is canceled.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's crazy too, because I remember I asked Lance about it when I interviewed him. I was like, how you feeling about the show? And he was like, he's like, I hear the criticism, but he's like, it's the #1 show on Netflix. It's the highest streamed show of the year. And they canceled it. So, like,
yeah, what is it? Yeah, if that's true, then how? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because we all know businesses care about numbers. So if people are showing that they're watching it, then what happened?
Maybe because it wasn't critical success too. Maybe they were banking on both it being hugely watching, like Witcher, right? Gets a lot of views and also usually review wise does really good. Maybe it just didn't hit that threshold.
Yeah, look at it from this standpoint, right? It initially probably got the viewership because half of it was already done for
memes.
It was no. I mean, it's Resident Evil. It's a global success. People know what Resident Evil is, so they're gonna watch it because they're inquisitive about how they're handling Resident Evil. Now they watched the first season. They said it sucks. They're not gonna have that hype there. Yeah, for the second one.
Compared to like Witcher,
that makes sense.
Which is like people said, Witcher season 1 was really good. That's what made him come back for season 2. So
Still gotta be a good show.
Yeah, because I remember, you interviewed Lance. You were like, I'm kind of excited about Resident Evil. Like, you heard good things, and then they built up the hype, and then you watch it, and then it doesn't get good reviews. So then you're like, well, damn, okay, I guess it isn't as good. But yeah, that makes more sense then.
No times table on when the Horizon show is supposed to come, but just be aware it is coming. Something a little bit more fun story. We've heard of the Tinder Swindler, but there's a new Tinder Swindler, and it involves gaming. So there was a young lady that's on Tinder, and it's been reported by tons of different men that this woman went on Tinder and she would match with people, and then she would message them, and then she would be like, hey, if you want to date with me, you're going to have to play Nier Automata. So then she got gangs. This is a true fucking story, by the way. Look this up. If you're listening to the audio, please look this up.
Hold on.
Look at the notes. I put the link to the article.
Ain't no way.
She was like, if you want to date with me, baby, you got to play Nier Automata. So hundreds of men have reported that they bought Nier Automata and played and beat it, but then she ghosted all of these men. So basically, she was getting on Tinder. She was basically getting on Tinder to culture people, basically, about 2B. How are we feeling about this story?
She got 22 people.
Like, normally I'm against like stories like this where like people are using dating apps just for attention, but this shit kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, and you did get something out of it. You got a good game out of it. So
you did get a good game. Yeah, you did get a good game.
It is funny. Here are two things though about this article. First of all, she couldn't prove it, so I'm like, damn, if she could have proved it, this would have been like golden. Like, can we see some receipts or something that like they bought and downloaded the game? That would have been cool. I was like, yo, like you would go because you really was messing with these dudes' hearts. You said get them to buy the game. And second of all, her Twitter has these freaking random numbers in her name, so she a bot. I ain't trusting it.
But then also, if I was pulling some bullshit like that, I would make an account that looks like a bot too, a stock account. Why would you use your real one? Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't want your job
seeing
seeing that
burner.
shit. Yeah, you know,
it could be the burner. Yeah, it could be the burner.
You don't want your job.
All right, I give them that. But yeah, nah, this is crazy though. Just as is, this story is freaking hilarious because it's like, bro, you're that obsessed with a video game or a series that you're like, yo, like let me just get on Tinder and just fleece these guys to buy a game that I'm really really into and then ghost them. Like just for nothing. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Just buy the game and then I'm done with you. Move on to the next.
My question is, what did she do when she was messaging people and she found out? Like, what if like, oh, I've already played it and I beat it 3 times. I got all the endings.
Like, what if she tried me and I was like, I beat it and I got the ending E. You want to talk about it?
Does she block them?
No, but she probably didn't though. She probably, because I was, even though this is a long freaking article, she was like trying to get people to be into it. Like, so if you actually knew what was going on, then maybe you would have been like an actual suitor. Like maybe like she would have kept talking to you. Yeah. Because it says she ended up getting into a Discord, with other people who like the game. So
that's great. It's a great game. Changed my life. Fantastic game.
Yeah, changed the cosplay game too.
Oh yes, it did.
Oh baby, triple.
Thank you,
she said she also promised cosplays with the suit on.
Oh shit!
So now we're talking.
Game of the generation, baby.
So all I got out of this article is there are a lot of men out there that want to fuck a chick dressed as 2B. Probably because what other reason are you on Tinder? Let's see. Last but not least, Twitch recently announced they're releasing the exclusivity clause, and I use the word exclusivity with air quotes, from their partnership contract. For those of you unaware, for the longest, since Twitch has been a thing, when you were a Twitch partner, there was an exclusivity clause in the contract. I found this out the hard way. when we started streaming on Hitbox,
Hitbox
and I lost my
Video.
partnership. You're not supposed to be on other platforms, and then eventually I came back or whatever. But it's been like a movement for the past few years to get that out of there because people feel like it hinders growth and creativity to be locked into one platform where they don't even offer any type of growth. Really, it's really just high school. It's a popularity contest. So they recently got rid of it, but there are stipulations for it. So you are allowed to stream if you're a Twitch streaming partner or affiliate. You are allowed now to stream on Facebook and YouTube, but the stipulation is you can only be live on one or the other at a time. You cannot multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. You can only be live in one place at a time. But on the flip side, they are allowing you to multi-stream on sites that they don't view as long-form content. So you can multi-stream to Twitch and TikTok or Twitch and Instagram if you want. And they're celebrating this and saying it's a great thing and da-da-da-da-da. How you feeling about this, Jay? You think this is a good move?
No, this was not what we were expecting by any means. It's like they were almost there and then they just dropped the ball. We were expecting this news. We've heard rumors, leading up to TwitchCon in North America, and they ended up dropping the news earlier than that. And we were like, damn, like they were literally almost there. It's like, I get it from a business standpoint. You still see, your main competitors. You're like, I'm not trying to see someone go on there and essentially, split the views with our direct competitors. But at the same time, literally YouTube is, especially, depending on how your algorithm is, it's literally all plug channels and actual, alternate channels from the creators themselves who just stream on Twitch. And then as soon as they're done, they just go on and re-upload either the entire live stream or they will re-upload clips. That's literally what it is. So the majority of YouTube content is Twitch content, and there's literally nothing that you can do about that. Like, I don't know if Twitch realizes this. So it really doesn't matter in the long run if someone would simulcast on YouTube and or Facebook at the same time as Twitch, because at the end of the day, your content on Twitch will not stay on Twitch. It's going to be on literally every other platform. TikTok is another huge one. You see freaking clips of people from live streaming on Twitch all the freaking time. Like, there's just no way that you're going to be able to keep that content on Twitch. It's going to become popular on other platforms. So why not just say F it? And yeah, you can simulcast on every other platform that you want to, not just the short form.
It's to me, it's problematic the way they tweeted it out, because most people read the headline. If you read the comments, most of them were like, yes, 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 yes. I can tell they did not read the email. They did not read the tweets. They didn't read the stipulations behind it, because then you wouldn't be celebrating. So I think it's going to be a lot of people that end up getting banned because they didn't read it. And I don't blame them, because the way the tweets were presented, they said all exclusivity is gone out of the contract. And like, no, that's not what it is. There's a but to it. And you guys need to clarify that, because people, it's like they know what they did with that shit. And then also another reason I don't like it is if you read the email, they said the reason you're not allowed to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, or Twitch and Facebook at the same time, is because they said it's for the community. It's best for your community. And my counter to that is, how do you know what's best for my community? Like, what are you talking about? Just say you don't want to compete with YouTube. It's okay. Like, but don't sit here and lie and act like, oh, we're doing this for you because we know what's best for you. No, you don't. Because I seen somebody who averages like 20-30 viewers on Twitch. They streamed on YouTube the other day and they had 700 people in their chat. And I think that's what Twitch is afraid of, because I'm not gonna lie, I've known about this for like months now, and that was one of the plans I wanted to do with my channel. I wanted to co-stream Twitch and YouTube, because I know there are a lot of people on YouTube that just won't come over to Twitch. I was like, all right, bet we're gonna be able to grow on two platforms at one time. I don't have to abandon the other, but now I got to think about, again, what's my strategy with the channel going forward. How you feel, Ethos?
Yeah, it sucks. That's about it. I don't really got anything else to say about it. I've been on hiatus off of Twitch for a month now, so.
Jeez. Yeah, you still using that dusty webcam. True.
Yeah.
This guy, we gotta get him an upgrade.
Yeah,
man.
you gonna buy me one? Yeah.
Shit.
That 4K Brio broke too. That's the crazy part.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
oh man. So we'll see what happens, but I just like I said, they were almost there, literally almost there. They should have just allowed us to stream on the platforms at the same time.
I think if they get enough backlash, then potentially I think they'll because we already got them. This is the only reason they did it. They would have never removed this quote unquote exclusivity out of the contract if people didn't make no noise that it was holding them back. So the fact that we were able to move them once, I think we can move them again if people make enough noise and be like, that shit's trash. And then on the flip side of that too, I forgot to put this on there, but that video Corey Kenshin did calling out like YouTube.
How do you feel about the blacks?
The blacks at YouTube.
The blacks at YouTube.
I completely agree with what he was talking about. I mean, everybody knew what he was talking about is true. I mean, we talk about it all the time. The difference is he has the voice and the platform, and it's nice to see somebody. People. Yeah, I think that's what surprised me. It's nice to see somebody, and he makes such wholesome content. It's nice to see somebody who has a platform actually use it to actually voice things, because I mean that's one of the reasons why I've been invited to that YouTube Black event multiple years. I'd never go because it's just a dog and pony show. They don't do anything for Black people. I seen a tweet yesterday that made me laugh. Dude was like, yo, Kyson, I just hit 60,000 subscribers on Twitch, and Twitch ain't even talking about it. And then somebody replied, and they was like, oh, they'll mention it during Black History Month. And I just laughed. Damn. Yeah, he has the most subscribers on the platform, and it's like we don't even fucking exist. There's absolutely is favoritism.
Still won't, bro. They probably still won't. I don't even like at this point. Like if you haven't acknowledged it now, like what more is it going to take for them to acknowledge?
The black man gotta fly. What a white man.
I want to give one pushback to that Corey Kenshin video again. That label me as the bad guy. I do agree with what he's saying about the YouTube Black stuff. Like it's very hard for us to get noticed for literally anything. And Corey Kenshin, because he's known for taking a lot of breaks and then coming back, and then he said as soon as he came back, like he'll be trending for like a week, and then all of a sudden he'll just be gone. The only pushback I have for this is if he would have said anything, if he wasn't directly being affected by it. That's my only question. Because I do feel like the video overall comes from a place of like just awareness of how
didn't he say that he had like
treated.
He said he had certain videos that were getting hit for like age restriction, and other people were doing the same one. So I'd say that's where he said he was feeling it. He was like, why are other people getting age restricted? I can understand that.
Yeah, and I get that. And then it turned into like a bigger conversation on Black people and how YouTube treats them, how they don't acknowledge them. So like I said, I understand that part, and I get it, and it is unfair. But again, I would argue like if he would have made that video, like if none of this stuff would have happened, if he wasn't getting age restricted for playing the exact same video game at the time.
Oh, you're saying like he's because it's fucking
yeah. That's just my question. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the video though overall.
So then
that's just my pushback.
So then on the flip side of things, then you got that dude Gideon that put out a video calling out Twitch because he's upset about I guess his ban with like Twitch and the things he did with like Pokey, and he's saying there's favoritism because that chick there's a woman that got caught on Twitch. She was fucking on Twitch, and she got a 7-day ban, and he was like, you guys are inconsistent, racism and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna pull a JG here, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna get some pushback on that video that he made. We're gonna talk about how the real world works. So I completely agree with a lot of people are saying. There's like this push saying that like Twitch is inconsistent with their moderation and banning.
Which is true.
I completely agree. I do not disagree with that point at all. They need to be consistent on that. But on the flip side, let's be real here. You were harassing a person and you got in trouble for it. So you don't get to play this as, I'm the lesser of the two evils type of thing. It's one of those things like you wouldn't have been in that situation.
Whataboutism.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been in that situation if you didn't put yourself in that situation. The Corey Kenshin thing is completely different. That's like some.
He didn't do anything to get to that point where it got age restricted. He just made a video.
Yeah, and one of the things about being an adult, the unfortunate reality, especially if he ever hears this, you got to understand as a black man, you need to know you only get one chance, boy. You get one. They are looking for a reason to destroy you. So do I feel bad for you? No, you need to understand the rules ain't the same for us, but also you did something wrong and you got punished for it. Is it fair that they're not being, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent with punishment across the board? No. But at the end of the day, it's like saying I punched that dude in the mouth and I got suspended from school. Well, that guy was fighting too. Yeah, but you was fighting too. Like, you still did something. Like, you got to understand that. That's a conversation about maturity that I wish a lot of content creators, especially on the Twitch side of things, will understand. Like, bro, just eat your L and learn from it.
Well, he's young, and hopefully this will be the end of it, because I did watch the whole video, and he said, you know, at the end of the day, like, I'm streaming on YouTube now. I have, you know, a separate channel that I just do YouTube live and I do clips and stuff. And he's been seeing success on that. And he came from YouTube anyways, and he's young. So like, I understand, like, this is just, you know, one of the life lessons that he just has to experience. So hopefully this is the end and he doesn't continue to provoke Twitch, because if Twitch made their decision, they clearly know who he is. Because I watched a video where he went to, you know, TwitchCon, and there was so many of the staff that knew who he was. So like, this isn't a secret at this point. Like, they know who he is. He's that popular, and he actually, you know, made up with Pokemon, did a whole video with her and stuff. So they clearly know who he is. Like, at this point, they were just like, bro, like, you took it this far. Like, I get it. You're trying to prove a point. And you're trying to, you know, bring awareness. Like, hey, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. But at the end of the day, like, if you're successful already on YouTube, like, just leave it there and be done with it. You don't need Twitch at this point. Like, and I would argue you never really needed them, but Twitch has become, and I was saying this on a video that I did when I was talking about it on Twitch. You know, Twitch is really that thing now where it's like, hey, you live stream, and, you know, the first place that people think of is Twitch. They don't think about YouTube or Facebook. So it's become like, you know, more of a culture thing. Like, Twitch is just the first thing that you think of when it comes to live streaming pretty much anything now at this point. So I get that part, but still, like, and again, going back to the conversation we were having about, you know, the competitors, the direct competitors, YouTube and Facebook, like, you can still find success on these other platforms, and clearly he has, so he doesn't need them anymore. So if I was Gideon, I'd just be like, all right, fuck Twitch, like, this is the last video I'm ever going to make, and if they don't ever allow me back on, whatever, I'm still having success over here.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes when you keep bringing it up and you keep talking about it, you're just making it actually worse. I always say, when it comes, if you ever played a Telltale game, Batman, Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, there's four options every time you get a chance to speak, and that last option is always ... Don't say shit. Do you know why? Because sometimes not saying anything is the best answer. Just let time heal things. But yeah.
Yep. I agree.
That's all I got. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add to the notes before we wrap this one up? Nope. All right, Ethos, you got the show floor. What's your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 132? Yo.
Shout outs to the blacks at Twitch. Shout outs to the blacks at YouTube. And shout outs to the blacks at Facebook, wherever you are at.
Okay. Jay, what's your closing statement for episode 132? Go.
I'm just going to announce it right now. I'm going to make another YouTube channel. I'm finally going to do it because my channel was dead. If you want to have some different content over there, I will let you know what type of content later on once I figure out what the hell I'm going to name it. Do me a favor in the comment section. If you have any ideas on a good name, not gaming related or not related to UTX JG the Don, you can do a spin on JG or the Don, something along those lines. I would love to see it. I'm actually going to read the comments this time, so let me know if you come up with anything unique, and I will definitely give you credit.
Let me help you. That's if you're watching the YouTube version at youtube.com/GI updates. Leave a comment to help him make a name. If you're listening to the audio, that's you prefer, tweet it to him at UTXJG the Don on Twitter.
Indeed, yes. So there you go. But I'm going to be doing some different content, some content that I've been actually wanting to do for a very long time. So I already got a video done, and whenever we get all this stuff straightened out, then I'll drop it. So I hope you all support. We're going to start over and see where it goes.
Yeah, if anybody wants a preview of it, feel free to cash at me the new content. I got exclusive access to the first video. He'll be streaming Apex Legends butt naked. First to ever do it.
Doing the nay too?
I am not on vacation anymore, sir. They don't get that type of stuff.
Wait, you were streaming butt naked on vacation? What?
No, I'm just saying. I might have been naked on vacation.
What kind of foreplay you into, my guy?
I might have been naked on vacation. You know, need you.
Maybe two on the way.
Oh, two on the way.
Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. man, my last statement is I appreciate everybody coming through. Hit the like button if you're watching the video version at youtube.com/GI updates. Also head over to patreon.com/GI updates. Also, I will be focused on dropping content on a regular basis for my new channel. For those unaware, I really haven't been promoting it because I've been trying to get the algorithm. It's called I'm Just Saying, pronounced like Super Saiyan, and it's one word. I'm Just Saying. I just dropped a video today about Drake's new album. Colorful commentary, lots of animation and shit like that. Check it out. Hit the like button, subscribe, go check out that content. But yeah, other than that, hit the like button. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Game and Illuminati podcast.